Library databases are powerful tools carefully curated by scholars, indexers, and librarians to support academic and trade research. It's tempting to use the search boxes in a database like you would a search engine. They look the same, so you should use them the same, right? This false perception can cause novice and even advanced researchers great amounts of frustration, but this doesn't have to be the case. You can learn to leverage library databases, learn to speak their language. You will be well on your way to efficient and powerful research. You may already be familiar with breaking down your concept into keywords for searching. We do this because library databases are not associative. They will only search for the exact terms you use. This can be a useful tool for precision, but if you are executing a broad search, you need to consider and include synonyms and alternate ideas to find the best results. In this example, let's consider the pros and cons of urban beekeeping. This breaks down into three major concepts: pros and cons, urban, and beekeeping. Here's a quick list of alternate keywords for each. Let's focus in for a moment on the two latter concepts, urban and beekeeping. How do we combine these ideas in a way that makes sense to the database? To write our search string, we'll need to understand Boolean operators. Boolean logic is technically a form of algebra that was created in the 1800s by George Boole. Instead of plus and minus signs, it uses three operators: and, or, and not. Library databases use these operators to decide what results to include and what to leave out. Consider for a moment that our two terms are in this Venn diagram. If I tell the database I want A and B, it will only return results that include both, results that fall in the center overlap of the diagram. This is a narrow search that we can use to combine different major concepts. For example, the concepts of urban and beekeeping. If I tell the database that I want A or B, it will return results that include either, results from any part of the diagram. This is a broad and inclusive search that we can use to combine our keywords for a single concept, such as apiculture and beekeeping. If I tell the database I want A, not B, it will return results with the first term, will exclude anything that includes the second, returning items on just one side of the diagram. This can be useful if there are multiple meanings for a term, or if you are getting a lot of related but irrelevant results. But it's pretty rare to need this operator. If you are finding many irrelevant results, it may be better to be more precise in your existing terms instead. For example, you could search for pollinators, not butterflies, but it might be better to either filter through your results by eye, ignoring articles that are about butterflies, or to use the specific term bees instead of the broad term pollinators. Let's look at this in practice. We use the OR operator to combine our keywords for major concepts. We want results that include any of these, or at least one. We can create these strings for each concept in our search. Although not every database requires the operators to be capitalized, some do, so it's best practice to always write operators in all caps. I also find this can make it easier for me to read and edit my terms, since they are clearly delineated between the operators. When we are ready to combine our concepts, we use AND. In this case, I want results with one or more terms from the top line and one or more terms from the bottom. If it doesn't have something from both concepts, I'm not interested, and the result should not be included. You'll notice that I've added parentheses to my OR strings. Since Boolean logic is a form of algebra, we have to be careful about order of operations. Putting parentheses around the combined OR keywords helps the database know what order to combine the terms. Here's our final search string and what it might look like in a database. I've put each major concept on its own line, parentheses around the OR strings, and you can see the AND operator at the front of the second line there. So now you're ready to try your new skill on the databases. Remember to break your research question into major concepts and keywords, and then combine them responsibly. Play around with adding and removing terms or concepts, and make sure to keep track of new keywords or changes to your results. Research is an iterative process, and you may find your keywords or even your major concepts shifting as you consider the literature that you find in a database. If you have questions about Boolean searching or would like specific help with a personal or group research assignment, ask us. Librarians love to help and are available via phone, email, form submission, and Zoom appointment.